have no idea if you can see me. Very good to be here again. Last time I spoke, I was going to talk about connection and getting connected before you paint. I find if I don't do that, why bother painting? Before we get started though, here is a painting that I've just pulled out of, hope you can see it. It's wrapper. I haven't got a great canvas, but just so you know, here is my palette. So I finish off a palette and I, get ready with another canvas for the next one. So what I'm going to do is attempt to do another like Australian hot sunny day kind of background. And I know I don't teach you guys a lot. Sorry, I don't even know if you can see me. But this is how I sort of set up for a landscape. So it's just the blue sky is the background. Of course, when I have a proper palette made up, like you just start with your light blue blend. Pink is your horizon, then you can bring in your olive and alpine greens with your trees in the horizon line. And then I like to bring in yellows and yellow ochres and browns and all your burnt siennas and that into the foreground. So that's kind of like the start, ready to go. So I just finishing off a palette. Oh, and I'm going to show you my painting I did today. Actually, I love these. How do you like that one, guys? It's pretty cool, isn't it? I like him. Anyway, so that was a big effort today. So, connection. Getting connected when we paint. So what I do in the process I go through is I suppose it's like a meditation. I've never been taught meditation. But that was something that I did when I had those 8 months free to myself to try and figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I would just sit, and so I have another room where I originally started painting, and I would sit there and I would connect and I would try to figure out what it was that was deep inside me that I wanted to do. And I'm talking way too fast. So anyway, I sit there and I will usually light a candle. Sometimes I won't, sometimes I will just, try to just silence my mind. I'll ask for a bit of assistance because what I find is that a lot of the stuff that happens doesn't come from me, it comes through me. Like you finish painting and you don't even know where it came from. So I always ask for help and I always give gratitude that, it's obviously a greater being or source than me that helps me to do the things I do. I don't take all the credit. So that connection is really important, and it's not a connection to other people, it's a connection to yourself. It's a connection to allow that energy to work through you so you can tap into something that's inside you that you're not fully aware of, because subconsciously a lot of the painting you sort of click into gear and it just goes. So if I can get to that connection before I start to paint as opposed to painting and then having to connect, it's much better outcome for me in a lot less time. So when I say that, so what happens is sometimes I can paint all day, and I'm sure there's others of you out there, you can paint all day and all you want to do is throw it at the wall when you finish. But when you've connected with yourself and you know that this is flowing through you, it's the weirdest feeling. It's like magic. You can usually get the painting done in half an hour. Sometimes, 2 hours max if it's really intricate. But like I try not to do detail. If early on when I started painting and back in the day when I was a lot younger, I was always a perfectionist. So I would paint very carefully, I suppose. So it could take weeks to finish a painting because I was very particular. So I'm more away from that now because I like people to use their own mind to make up what I haven't put in place. That's probably where I come from with my painting. And so yeah, and next time I talk to you, I'm going to talk to you about Zen. Well, it's actually the Enso circle. You can look it up if you like before I get to it. But that in itself is a message that I put through my painting. I like to, it's something that has held true to me. And I'll talk about that next time anyway. But yeah, I hope I gave you a little tip. I'm not very good at it. So at giving tips, I mean. So this is something that I use. So this is peppermint. Can be from any person product, And then I also use these things, which I usually light a incense candle before I start. I will use this whatever peppermint I usually put on my temples. Sometimes I put it into the actual, what do you call it, the pellet, because that helps me get connected. If I find a subject and I'm not connecting with them, sometimes I just have to pick colors, or I'll search for a smell or a scent, an incense or an oil that can help me to connect to them. That's if I'm painting a person. And then of course my trusty earpods. So these earpods go in. I'm giving all my secrets away today, but these earpods go in and they help me as I like zone out, I suppose. But to get started, I'll always start with a meditative sound. For a long time now, it's been Indian meditation music. Yeah, I don't understand any of it, but it helps me just to settle in. And then when it's time to get happy, on comes the 80s music, just to, you know, finish it off and pump it up a bit. So I don't know, hopefully some of the stuff I've talked about helps you to get into a bit of a process about what you want to do. If I haven't taught you anything, I hope you just enjoyed listening to me. If I haven't talked too fast, I don't edit these things, they just get put on YouTube. So I hope it is helpful and in some way make somebody's day a whole lot better. Okay, bye. Have a great day.